Hey guys, so I'm here at a property, just pulled up. It's gonna be involved a wash. We're doing a roof wash, house wash, concrete cleaning here. It's concrete walkway. We're gonna do this concrete patio back here, truck deck, and window cleaning. So the window cleaning I'll be doing with my water fed pole, and everything else, if you're in the soft wash business, you know the process. But one thing I wanted to stress the importance of, and this is something I recently came in contact with, uh, and I'll explain the situation. So basically, this year I started implementing a video walk around system. So currently it's just me as an owner operator doing all the work, but I'm trying to implement systems in my pressure washing business. That way when I do hire, which, I never thought I would get there when I first started the business several years ago, but now I'm starting to think about it a little bit. But so I implemented a video walk around system, and I've been doing that for 90% of the properties. You see, something like this, you didn't do it, but you could get blamed for it. But anyways, I've been doing it for 90% of the properties. And then one job I recently did, the guy was really cool. I've talked to him extensively. He was very friendly, very nice, very understanding. And for some reason, I just didn't do a walk around. There's a lot of work, a very involved job, interior, exterior windows, roof cleaning, deck, house, lots of work, some concrete work. And I didn't do a walk around with my video. And then once the job was done, he started asking questions, about certain things, and he wasn't, blaming me for anything. But what happened was there was a patch on the siding in the back. So it was kind of like a half round patch, 3 feet across, and then maybe like 2 feet high. That was a little different shade than the rest of the siding. And this side, it's not this property, it was a different property, but it was the back of the house, and it was always in the sun. So the siding was baked out and heavily oxidized, even though it wasn't super old. But because it got so much sun, it was kind of up on the hill. The sun oxidized that paint, and when you touched it, let's see if this does it. No, this is fine. But typically when it's heavily oxidized and you touch it, you'll have chalky color of whatever color the siding is on your fingers. And that's what he had. And I started, explaining it, because you couldn't see it when you stand back like this, but when you go off to the side and kind of look at it at an angle, you could see that it's a little bit of a different shade of color. So I started explaining it to him that it was oxidized, it wasn't the cleaning process, and what it looked like was there was some, crud on the siding at one point, and either him or his wife or somebody went and took a sponge or a brush or a rag and just wiped it and wiped away some of that oxidation. And then I took my rag and I went to the corner of the house, and I did the same thing, in the little section, and just wiped it a little bit with a wet rag. And sure enough, that little section turned exactly the same shade as that half round thing that he was pointing out. Now, he wasn't blaming me for it, but had I done the walk around prior to starting the house wash, and I do a pretty detailed walk around, it's like a 3-minute video, it would have been visible most likely, because I try to do all the angles and try to do a pretty detailed walk around. And it would have been visible, and I would have showed him, hey man, I know you're not blaming me, but here's the video of the pre-wash inspection. It's time stamped. You can see some algae showing that I didn't wash the house yet. and you could see that it was there. And that would give him a peace of mind that it wasn't me, it wasn't my cleaning solution, it wasn't my bleach that did that, but it was a pre-existing condition. That's what that would be. And I also do the walk around after I tape up all the outlets, do my property protection, because if something happens, essentially, if I mean, worst case scenario, God forbid they take you to court, the judge is going to be looking into what was the reasonable thing that should have been done. For instance, if you catch the house on fire and the outlet catches fire and the whole house burns down, they're going to be looking into what did you do that was kind of industry standard to prevent it. Because I spoke to a lawyer about this, and that's what he said, is they would be looking into what was the reasonable thing that the industry standard is for preventing things like this. Now, obviously, in my terms and conditions, it states that if the outlets are not water sealed, we're not responsible. But if the house burns down, guess what? You're probably going to court for that. So if you did everything that was expected of you within reason, cool airplane, within reason, that's industry standard, like taping up the outlets, covering up the keyholes, doing all your property protection, and it is in your terms and conditions that you're not responsible for outlets that are not watertight and sealed, electrical components that are not sealed, then chances are you're going to be let off the hook. So just a little tip for anybody that is in the business or getting into the business. I think it's worth taking the 10 minutes to do the property protection, and then another 3-4 minutes to do the walk around. 15 minutes total, just in case, to save yourself from huge headaches and issues down the road is really worth it. For instance, I mean, obviously this is away from the house, but burnt bushes, the customer, they don't pay attention to their house until you wash it. Then they start looking around, walking around, and noticing things that were probably already there, but they just didn't notice them. So if you walk around, take a video of all the issues. If there are any broken screens, burnt bushes, chipped concrete, outlets that had, sketchy looking outlets that you taped up, and everything else. When you're up on the roof, if you're noticing things with the roof especially, I do that too. Just really important to do these things for the safety and I guess longevity protection of your own business. Have a great day. Hope everyone's staying busy. I only have a few subscribers, so if you're watching the video, I would appreciate a like and a subscribe. Thanks. See ya.